Beyond the sea bag. What is beyond the sea bag? Sometimes people piss you off and they say, man, I want to get this motherfucker a blanket party.
A lot of these things are going to be really shitty. So, and that's the truth about these programs. Nobody wants to talk to you anymore. Your family don't want to talk to you whenever you're scared of you. But you guys kind of fucked me. So I'm pretty pissed off right now. I'm not a doctor. I ain't gonna freaking go over diagnoses and bullshit like that. I'm just gonna tell you, the stuff I'm going through. I'm gonna say something stupid, because that is stupid. That would not have ended well. So I think I want to start doing is sweating my ass off in a sleeping bag and having nightmares and shit. He's a pretty lazy dog, very lazy actually, and he's got a lot of quirks. If you haven't started the process already of getting a counselor, getting in there, it's like, do that.
All right, this is Dave from Beyond the Sea Bag with Sal Barone up at Sal's Blade Shop, and we're going to go over some sharpening techniques. He sharpened one of my blades here, kukri, that I showed in the blades episode. This was completely rusted, and I don't know if you still have the pictures of that when you got it.
I'd have to dig deep.
If he has them, I'll put it up on the website for you. But we're going to go into blade sharpening techniques and what he likes to do. So he got a whole bunch of his belts and wheels and stuff like that, and if you want, can you go over how this works and how to start if you have a really fucked up dull blade, I guess.
Bring it to me. We'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll get it right.
So how do you start doing this?
All right. Should I just start doing some?
Yep.
All right. Right off the bat, I'll switch out. Start with a new belt because I do a lot of knives. Different equipment does different things for me. Always make sure everything is tight, true.
Now these belts you can pretty much. I think I've got a belt drive that was pretty cheap from Harbor Freight, and I think you can get. I don't know if you get these from Harbor Freight. Don't have to tell me where you get.
Yeah, this don't come from Harbor Freight.
Right. Yeah, it looks like.
And that's specially ordered. Should we go with one? All right. The trick with doing this, especially on a belt like this, is I don't want to overheat it. The heat on it will damage the knife, and I'll have more of an issue. So the touch, and I can never stay in one spot too long. So as I go, as soon as I touch that belt, I'm coming across. Again, I'm always considering I don't want to get the blade too hot.
And is that going away from the blade, or?
All my techniques that I use, I have it going away. Everything, my wheels all spin away from me. Started that 38 years ago, and it's just the techniques I learned.
Now that's the same technique you'd use for, is it stropping? Away from it?
Away from it.
Right?
So what I'm doing now is all I want to do, I want to see a feather, just a little bit of a burr. Very little, just starting to come up now. I don't want to get too aggressive. All my knives, I do at 15 degrees. How I know that? I just know what the angle is on the knife. So everything is at 15 degrees. Once I finish that, I'm still going to be working on the edge. I could get a little more aggressive. Now there's a diamond wheel, and I don't have to worry about it overheating as much. And I'm still working on bringing up an edge.
What is the liquid in there?
This is just water, just liquid cooled. And that water obviously helps the blade from getting hot.
I always find blade sharpening, when I do blade sharpening, it relaxes me. And I know a lot of other vets are the same way. Can't sleep at night and we'll be up sharpening knives like psychos, I guess. But
it's almost like therapy. It really is. I even think of that sometimes. Now we're going to go to strapping it.
No, is that leather?
That's leather. It's a leather wheel. I have a little bit of jeweler's rouge on it.
What is that?
That just helps it bring up a little bit of a shine for it.
Okay. Is it like a grit or something?
Mm-hmm. It's actually right. Just looks like that. I usually put a little smear of oil on it, and I just kind of touch it up. That'll help just bring up the shine a little bit. And
No, that's what?
they call it jeweler's rouge. Rouge.
Okay, jeweler's rouge.
Here. Now, depending on the type of knife, the kind of metal I'm working with, I'll either go to this felt.
Make sure that we can.
I can do both ways here. I'm on a felt, but I'm not feeling real comfortable with this. It's not a really hard metal. It's not a real good metal. It probably cut. It's going to be a lot better than what it is. So I'll take it one step further. So I could just do this all day.
What kind of a wheel is that?
That's a felt wheel. Mm-hmm. And then, since it's not a real hard metal, I'm going to top it off. This is actually paper. It's compressed paper.
I can smell that.
Another thing too, I get a lot of people when I do the knives. I want to be able to cut the hair on my arms.
There you go.
Well, that's fine and dandy. I could do that for you, and I got equipment to make it happen. But if we do that, I'm putting on a really steep edge. And the first time you go cut your apple, or you go cut your Easter ham or your turkey, Thanksgiving turkey, you're gonna knock the edge off.
Yeah.
So I don't. Every time people tell me that, it goes in one ear, not the other. All right, because you're gonna bring it back in 2 weeks and say, well, this knife ain't cutting nothing. Well, I didn't make it to cut the hair on your arms. I'm making it so you can cut your apple.
Right.
So
Now, is that for all blades, or I mean,
Most-
these are kitchen blades, right? So
yeah, most of these knives, even like your hunting knives and all that, I'll put a 15-degree angle on it. You don't want to go out in the woods and then you can't cut your deer.
Right.
Because you cut your hair on, you'll do a couple passes and it just takes the edge off. So pretty much, and then I could feel it. I could feel the difference. Then I just take an old phone book. And what I like to do here, I'll bring it over here for you. What I like to do is I'll just fold the paper. I gotta get that. Okay. But I'll just fold the paper. I want the knife to do the work.
Oh yeah.
So I'm good to go.
Right on. I know what everyone's gonna want to see is a K-bar being sharpened, right? So this is not a K-bar that we always have in the Marine Corps. This is a knockoff because mine is busted right here, and I don't think you do repairs of
And the handles
this
they
stuff
don't.
and everything. So I still have to get that repaired, but this is still a K-bar. Well, it's not a. Who makes K-bar? K-bar.
K-bar.
So this is a knockoff. So I'm gonna have Sal sharpen this, and you guys can. And it is. It's. I'm embarrassed. It's not sharp. Don't criticize my K-bar.
We'll make that better.
Yeah. So we're coming over here to the belt.
Off the bat, other than like the ones I just did, I could be a little more aggressive on it because it is a harder metal. So it will stand a little more heat, but again, I don't want to burn anything. 15-degree angle. I always maintain that. There's a 15-degree angle on that.
And that's just from memory, muscle memory. You're doing a 15, right?
That's right. Since I started this years ago, I've never used jigs. Every time I use a jig, I seem to screw it up. So I just do everything freehand. Whether it's scissors, knives.
Yeah, that's one of the other things I was going to ask you about, because I have about every single jig because I suck at this, which I want to get a little bit better at doing, but all the jigs that I haven't had really good luck with, and the stones and all the rest of that kind of stuff.
Everything is, I just like freehand. I do have jigs for certain things, and I seem to put them right back. Let's see what I hit you up. Again, water cooled, or knife won't get hot this way. I don't have to worry about burning the tips, because as I'm going across, the heat is starting to accumulate, and it goes to the thinnest part of the knife, which is obviously the tip. Don't have too much of a problem with something like this knife, but that's what tends to happen, is the heat will build up and go across and burn the tip. So no matter what knife I have in my hand, I'm always thinking heat, always thinking stay in motion. I don't want to come to the wheel and just stop. I don't want to put it down and get going. I want to keep everything. As soon as I hit that wheel, it's moving. Normally I don't shut everything. Everything's just running constantly, and I can't hear my radio, and it becomes a real issue then. Again, I'll hit the leather.
The leather stropping.
Yep. Again, speed. You don't need speed. Nice and easy, slow and steady.
Where have I heard that before?
Right? I've heard that in my judo classes too.
Exactly. I was gonna. This is actually Sensei Sale. He's been my mentor for a long, long time. I've got a lot of stuff off him. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Along with that, it's 53, 55 years of judo.
Yeah.
1971.
That's crazy.
Not that I'm old enough to do it that long, right?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll just hit this. Nothing like holding a nice knife in your hand. It's a nice knife.
Again, my disclaimer, this is a knockoff. It's not an official K-bar. I know that's blasphemous and everything like that, but mine's broken, so tough shit.
Good answer. Even though it looks really good, I'm going to hit this last one anyhow. See, everything is going away. I turn my machine so everything goes away.
Now that's something different than I do, because when I was using the stones, it was going the other way, right? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, I can give you an idea real quick on that too. That should help. Again, I just like the weight of the knife through the cutting.
Yeah, there it is. A sharp knife is a happy knife.
That's right. Alright, that's that one. Cool. If and when I'm playing and we do them by hand, want to do this real quick?
So here's the regular stone type stuff.
Alright, normally,
Wait,
these are not really the good knives to show this on, but we're going to do it. Just for example here. When I do this, again, I'm always thinking I go either way. So I take the edge here.
And that's just water, right?
It's just water. And it's a diamond. This is a diamond grit. It's 5,000.
Okay.
It's a 5,000 diamond grit.
So is that basically for finishing, from what I gather?
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't like to get too aggressive. I have other. I want it right up front. It's not there. I have ones that are more aggressive, but I'm just trying to give you the idea. Is just, again, 15 degrees. I don't want to be flat.
Right.
I don't want to be too high up. Just right in here.
Now, would you do something like this and then do wheels after that, or at least using the stropping type wheels,
Or I just sometime if I'm just playing.
Yeah, the old barbershop thing?
Similar to it, yeah. Again, this is it's not a very hard metal.
Right.
So the edge is going to be a little more harder to get up, and I should be using more of an aggressive stone. But this is a diamond stone, so it's a little different.
Now, out of the what I've been told, and a lot of guys follow this as well too, because a lot of them like to use the stones. What is a good if you had a choice of 3 stones, what would those stones be?
As far as name brands?
No. The grit.
Depends what you're doing. A 5,000 grit, that's right there. But I tend to use diamond. I'm sorry, I walked away from that. I tend to use more diamond than anything. I like the way they feel.
Okay.
I use 300 grit. I use 50 grit. I keep going back to this one only because I like the edge it gives me.
And that's 5,000.
Yeah, there's everything in between. You got to get a feel for what you want to do and what you're sharpening. To do this knife would be different than doing the knife we just did.
Right.
All right. So
now for curved type blades, like this is sort of like this is what I carry a lot. So this is the karambit that I carry. I know it doesn't have really the curved blade like you usually see, but it does have the ring. And the reason why I like this is because a lot of blade guys say karambits you can't stab like this or whatever, right? But now I can, right? I can come back. I have two, that way and back that way. So as far as a blade like this,
yep.
how would you go about
that? Same way I was just doing. Those are the knives. Getting that. Again, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I see the burr coming up. Can't get this too hot because this tip will burn really easy. Just feeling it's already. Again, being freehand, I have no problem being able to do that. Here. Oops, watch this.
I think this is the coolest wheel right there.
That's pretty cool. Then I'm able to do other things. I do a lot of like lawnmower blades on that or chisels.
What is that?
This is just what grit is that? These are just hard rock stones. They're
just like the ones that come on any turner or whatever that. I don't know, what is this called?
The wheels, grinding
wheels.
Never would I put a knife to that. Way too aggressive. But lawnmower blades, which I'll be seeing a lot now. A lot of chisels. Axes. A lot of axes.
Yep.
Hatchets. Bring your axes and hatchets so we do them. And we'll hit this up with the leather. When I get to this one, it's like I forget sometimes when I'm doing
it. So just basically going with the blade.
Again, keep the blade moving. That's one of the biggest things when you're using anything like this is never just put it down and stop. Buff that off there. You could do it a little more on the leather. I mean, if you're a little slower on it, getting it on or off, it ain't going to be much.
But not anything like grinding or...
No, not on the grinding wheel. You'll leave a dent. And again, we'll do a felt. I should do it on that.
Should be like a meditation channel too, right?
Right.
Hold on. There we go.
I like to just fold it and just like to let the knife do the work.
Yeah, definitely sharp. Right on. There it is. Nice and pretty again. All right, so that's knife sharpening with Sal Barone at
Sal's Blade Shop.
right on. So I will have his information up on my website under resources. And like I said, Sal has been a mentor to me for a long time, going way back to when I started as a white belt in judo. And one of the things I keep on getting asked about is that whip. And I know he knows what that. I know he knows what that is. And I always credit him with showing me that, and that's the way I use. They always ask me, "Damn," he's like, "Man, that whipping action. I gotta learn that." And I was like, "Yep." Since
I've been doing that for a long time. Absolutely.
And I remember fighting this guy, and I'll tell you what, man. You're upright, and then you're looking up at the ceiling. And I was like, "Show me that. What the hell did you do?" And that's exactly what I did for a long time. You get thrown a lot, and that's how you learn. Don't fight people below your rank. Fight people like this that are going to kick your ass every single time until, at least you can hold up. I always used to time myself to see how long I could go. I'd be like, all right, if I got a couple more seconds.
I do that a lot with some of the guys, too. Is I got to stay in there a little longer.
Yeah.
Got to hang.
I think I got you a couple times.
I'm sure you did. That's all right.
I'm just going to say that whether I did or not. I
taught
remember.
you well if you did. I hope so. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, so, but, all right, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for
All
stopping
right.
by.
No problem.